Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Western Nomad. This is paradise. It's northwest Colorado. I'm going to share with you my trip to Steamboat Springs and all the cool small rural towns I passed along the way. I got chased out of Ghost Town, and it's all part of the job out here. People don't want you to know about paradise, so I'm going to film it and broadcast it to the world anyway, because that's what I do. So my first thought about driving through this region was this area of Colorado is a lot greener and looks more like Wyoming or Montana than it does Colorado. And again, that's just the big rivers, the small towns, and mountains and grass, which you don't always see grass and greenery in Colorado. So yeah, this is the town of 𝐼𝐶, just a great small town along the way up to Steamboat Springs. And right here is me approaching the outer city limits of Steamboat Springs and just coming down off of Route 40 into this lush green valley. Was really great and provided a lot of anticipation of what the town actually looked like, because I've never been out this way before. So this is how you're going to get into Steamboat Springs if you're coming from Silverthorne. This is coming down Rabbit Ears Pass, which is the main pass you go through, and eventually you'll end up here in the lovely Steamboat Springs area. And as you can see, it's a very agrarian culture, like most mountain towns. But this is a ski resort, so it kind of has a different feel, and I kind of like how just driving into it, you wouldn't necessarily know there's a ski resort here, and you wouldn't know like there's a bunch of rich people who moved in here from California. But this is the Battle of the West. This is the story of like every great ski town or mountain town is, traditionally this is the ranchers, the farmers, maybe a couple ski bums, but how this town is maintaining both that blue collar tradition and just tourism and rich people coming here to ski, it's kind of interesting. So driving through town, you'll see a lot of trucks, a lot of farmers and ranchers, and then a bunch of people in Jeeps, ready to mountain bike and kayak in the river. So these two people have to exist. But as you can see, this is a beautiful valley, and I really enjoyed my time here, and I'm going to share a little bit of the history of the town. Nestled in the Yampa Valley, Steamboat Springs is known around the world as Ski Town, USA, but long before it was famous for world-class skiing and Olympic athletes, it was a modest settlement founded by James Hartford Crawford in 1874. Drawn by the promise of land and opportunity, Crawford became Steamboat's first permanent white settler and is often called the father of Steamboat. What started as a frontier outpost grew into a vibrant town, shaped by the railroads, ranching, and eventually tourism. The region isn't just mountains and ski resorts, it's also deeply agricultural. Northwest Colorado is home to vast cattle ranches, hayfields, and legacy farms. Families here have been working the land for generations, adapting to the seasons, the markets, and the harsh realities of high elevation farming. Also, not the easiest place to get an interview. A lot of people didn't want to talk, but I finally found a local. So how long have you been living here?
I've been living in Steamboat. Well, I've been back for 10 years, but I grew up here.
Okay.
So I'm kind of an OG, which
Nice.
People usually say that you're only a local if you have, ripped your Achilles or have a DUI. Yeah. And if
Right.
you say that you went to Steamboat Springs Elementary School, then you're not a local. But I did, so yeah, I've been back for 10 years now.
So everyone skis here if you live here, obviously, like
Snowboard ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the people who don't enjoy Steamboat don't have winter sports, so.
Right. Well, like, how's the town changed over the years? Has it lost its charm, of a small ski town?
I don't think so. In some ways it has. I mean, it's obviously like you're dealing with more traffic, a lot more apartment buildings coming up, but I mean, there's a lot of money moving in this town, but like the heart of Steamboat is still here for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it hard to make a living here and pay rent?
Oh, absolutely. Housing
Right.
is the number one issue.
Like, where are all the people? Are they all come from California and Texas, or just all over in general?
Yeah, I mean, mainly Cali and Texas, like 4th, 5th homeowners.
Cool.
So,
All right.
Life in Steamboat Springs is a blend of hard work and high altitude lifestyle. Residents embrace outdoor living year-round, skiing, biking, hiking, and soaking in natural hot springs. But it's not all powder days and postcard views. The hardships are real here. Rising home prices, limited affordable housing, and a tourist-driven economy make it tough for many locals to stay. Teachers, ski instructors, restaurant workers, and young families often struggle to make ends meet in a town that's increasingly expensive to live in. Access to healthcare, long winters, and economic dependence on tourism also present unique challenges. But the people here are tough, respectful, and proud. They find balance between the old and the new, between tradition and growth. So I really did like the downtown area here in Steamboat Springs. It kind of reminded me of Bozeman a little bit, just kind of that old Western feel, a long drag, and kind of, a town you would really see in rural Wyoming or Montana. But a lot of the shops here, obviously everything here is kind of small mom and pop shop. A lot of these stores were closed, and you can kind of feel the need for workers there and how tough it is to live. But now we're going to transition over to my hiking over at the Uranium Mine, which is not far from downtown. And you just go up a little mountain, and there's a beautiful waterfall here that I was able to capture with my drone. So enjoy the footage here. So apparently in the 1950s, during the Cold War, we were in need of uranium, and this area was extracted for its uranium. And it wasn't the most prolific or well-known mine, but it was significant, and it just wasn't, deserts of Nevada or Utah that were being extracted. They came out here too to get precious minerals. So this is an interesting place. This is the Hahans Village ghost town, but as you can see, people still live here. And I wouldn't say I was chased out of town, but they definitely did not like me flying my drone out here. And as soon as I got up in the air, this lady came out. She's like, "What are you doing with that drone? Get that thing away from me." I was like, "All right." So I put it away. Got out my camera, just walked the strip, drones in the truck. And coming back, this guy in this truck just pulls up beside me. He's like, "You the guy with the drone?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I put it away. It obviously wasn't well received in this town." He was like, "This is a small town here, and we're trying to, keep outsiders out here, and you don't have a right to fly your drone here." I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I understand you don't want people around the world to know how awesome this little town you live in is. I mean, look at the backdrop. So, sorry, but I'm not sorry. These are small town folk, and everyone is armed out here, so respect them when you're in town, but I'm still going to show the world how awesome this little ghost town is. And, once you go outside Steamboat Springs, you're definitely in rural Colorado, so not totally surprising, but that was a fun little trip out here. Good story. So if anyone's been out here to Hahans Village, drop me a comment. Tell me what your experience was like. Were you well received in the town or not? And if you know anything interesting about this town, let me know in the comments as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So whenever I'm in a new mountain town, I kind of strategically place myself in an area where I can fly my drone right as the sun is setting and just get good 360 views of the town. And no better place to do it than where I was situated here in Steamboat Springs in a parking lot. You can see near Mountain Village, and taking in the sunset in this type of environment really makes me grateful to live in Colorado and to experience these things where most people have to hop on a plane or in their car and drive or fly for several hours to go to places like this. And this is really just in my backyard. This is like a 2.5 hour drive from Denver, which is a piece of cake, give or take traffic. And man, just Colorado is full of these little slices of heaven, all these little mountain towns. I've been to a good amount of mountain towns out west at this point, in Utah, Wyoming, Montana, almost into New Mexico. So I do believe that Colorado has probably the most quantity of mountain towns in the West, and perhaps the highest quality, in my opinion. There are plenty of other places you can go to that are less expensive and less crowded, but there's few places like this left in the West. Most of the mountain towns are very populated ski resorts meant for the very wealthy. Vail, Breckenridge, Aspen, Telluride, and these are all amazing places. But on my channel, I want to focus on perhaps the smaller, lesser known mountain towns, and that's not always the case. I do go to a lot of popular places, but this summer I really want to focus on going to these smaller rural towns that maybe not everyone's heard about, because I feel like the real magic is in these more rural places off the beaten path. So my channel is growing, and I just thank everyone for their support and for subscribing and for dropping comments. It means the world to me, and this is the legacy I'll leave behind. So I do my best to provide accurate information about these towns. If I said anything that was incorrect or factually wrong, or just based on your observations of Steamboat Springs, let me know. And I appreciate everyone's opinion, and especially from the people who have lived in this area or are living there.